And we're back. So when we left off, we were at the Matahari speakeasy, and Ada had just dropped some news on Bishop Kane, the ministry that runs the club, who had been out of town in Chicago on some business with his sire. So that's where we're going to pick back up with Ada and Bishop talking.
So, Bishop, I do apologize for interrupting your conversation with this beautiful young lady here, but I think we might want to talk to Charles privately.
Oh, yes, we definitely do. And he kind of like raises a hand, he snaps a finger, and another guy in a bouncer's uniform. Fine, Charles. Tell him I want him in my office in 5 minutes. Yes, sir. And the other guy just takes off. If you and your friends would like to come with me, Aramanus, are you coming, or would you like to stay with Maya?
I will come, I believe. And I turn to Maya and I take her hand and I, hold it in both of mine. I say, Maya, forgive me. I should go hear this conversation. It is something I'm involved with Dr. Johnson.
Oh no, really. Go with your friends. I'll be here all night.
Excellent.
Bishop has been nice enough to let me, he's made sure that I get home safely. His men have taken me. So
good, excellent. Well, you have a lovely time, and I will see you soon.
Yes, I look forward to it.
And I will drop Daunt as we're going back into the office, just so I can trigger it at an appropriate time to suddenly get terrified.
I will drop.
If you need to scare off people away from Lydia.
Or I don't like how the discussion is going in the office.
Fair enough. So you get back, and it's a rather nice office. It's rather lavish. Of course, this was an old speakeasy. So, multiple doors in and out. And he motions for seats for everyone as you all wait for Charles.
Bishop, I do love what you've done with the place. I remember it back when it was built.
Yeah, it took some money, and Shepard was like really stingy. You know how Shepard is. He's stingy on money.
I do not take a seat.
But he just doesn't want to part with his money. But, I worked hard. I earned every bit that I've gotten. And,
you should be proud.
I made something myself. I'm hoping that he's going to let me franchise another hall down here. You know how our kind are. It's kind of like the Toreador and, the Succubus Club. It's,
Mm-hmm.
In about probably 4.5 minutes, Charles comes through the door. You wanted to see me, boss? Miss Johnson would like to have a word with you. And then when they're done, you and I are going to talk.
Have a seat, Charles.
When he comes in, and after he walks through the door, I kind of stand and block the door with my body, with just my hands clasped in front of me, and just stand there staring.
Charles, over the past few weeks, there's been a blonde woman, quite stunning from what I understand, that has been interacting with certain young men in the club, and these young men have gone missing. Who is this woman?
He kind of, as you say this, he's like looking at you like he's all puzzled.
Charles, you see everyone that walks in this club. And it was done while Mr. Bishop here was out of town.
I mean, there's been a lot of blonde women that come in, but I mean, none with that type of magnetism that I've seen. And like you said, I see everybody that comes in the door. I mean, I would never do anything to jeopardize Mr. Bishop. Mr. Bishop's way too good to me. He's like family.
Did you see Blake, Glenn, Jamie, and Alex fawning over someone while Mr. Bishop was gone?
I haven't seen. Those guys haven't been in like a month, almost 2.
Try to remember. It would be greatly appreciated. And avoid omitting truths. We don't like that.
I'm being honest. I haven't seen them in like 2 months, Miss Lydia. I would never lie to you. You know that.
I lean over to Lady Ada and I lean close to whisper to her and I say, is it possible whomever we're dealing with can also modify memory?
Indeed.
I mean, if I, you would be the first person I would tell if I saw anybody in here like Blake and Jamie and them. I mean, they're like really cool guys. I mean, we were like talking about going fishing, you know. But
It's interesting because they were seen in here 3 weeks ago.
Do you have, by any chance, do you have cameras?
yeah, I mean, of course we got cameras.
I'd like to take a look at some footage.
I think that would be wise.
Yeah,
Indeed.
Bishop looks at Charles. He's like, yeah, let's go to the camera rooms, or the videotape.
I'm going to avoid that room. I would
Good
hate
idea, Lydia.
to
Please do, my dear.
problems with this endeavor, so I will just wait.
Okay, and Charles takes those of you that are going into the video room where the security cameras tape everything. He'll take you in there. Lydia, what are you going to do are you going to stay in the office or are you going to go back out to the bar?
Going back out to the bar. I'm going to do some more recon, I suppose, see if I can spot anybody of interest.
All right. So show of hands, who all is going into the video camera room?
I'm
okay.
Gonna hang out in the in this office and kind of once everyone leaves, just peek around a bit. Not gonna like rifle through desks because that'd be too obvious, but just kind of peek around to see what I can figure out without touching a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
I'm staying in the office.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna do we'll do the video room first. Then I'll come to the office. Then I'll hit you up for what's going on out in the club.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Charles takes you all through the side door down into the room where the video is recorded from the security cameras. There's a wide feed. And Bishop looks at you. Do you have an approximate date?
I give him the approximate date.
Okay. And they just basically go in, program the date. You see Charles open the door. And two girls come in, and as he's closing the door, a blonde comes in and walks right past him, and he doesn't seem to see her at all.
Interesting.
You see the whole thing where Blake, Jamie, and them, where Jamie's just enamored by this blonde.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to some later footage after watching through, because it's like you see the whole interaction where Natasha is shooting looks of razor
daggers.
Blades.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Natasha eventually just storms off.
Mm-hmm.
And people start funneling out the club, and then you notice that Charles is there shutting everything down, and he looks startled by this blonde, and she puts her hands on the side of his head and like basically holds his head where they're looking eye to eye. And he goes kind of rigid for a minute, and then she's not there anymore.
Okay. And I look over at Bishop. I say, somebody you know?
Not one of us. I mean, we do some sneaky, dirty, underhanded stuff, but she's definitely not,
Well, I didn't know if it was someone maybe that had it out for you.
I mean, think of who I run with. I mean,
Yeah,
everybody's got it out for us.
I know. Can y'all print me a still of her face?
Yeah. Charles, print Miss Johnson. He's working and prints it out. All right. So now we're going to switch to the office. Give me. Let's see. You're trying to see what you can see
without rifling through.
So give me a Dex plus subterfuge.
Oh yeah, it's not great for me, but we'll go. I'm gonna rouse the blood on that first,
Okay.
and I do not get hungrier. I'll
Okay.
take that. That's good because I'm not very good with dex. That's for sure. Three successes on 4 dice. That's not bad. I'm really liking my new dice.
Okay. So with that, you're able to kind of go to the corner of the room, make sure that nobody's like standing in that doorway watching you. Nobody can see you through the other door because Lydia's gone out, and I assume Marvello's closed it behind her. But as you're kind of like looking over the desk, you see a letter from a Shepherd Snow to Bishop, basically saying that he will think over allowing him to franchise a Hall of Jamungder in Savannah. But there's only supposed to be one hall. He will think hard on it, and he will get back to his child about it.
Yeah, I'll make a mental note of that one. I may need that for when I speak with my Mawla later.
You also see that this club is like raking in the money.
I mean, most decent clubs should. But I'm making a note. Good, but nothing that nothing I wouldn't expect to see in a typical Kindred run club.
Yeah. And other than that, I mean, everything seems to be in order. There's clearly, just from the way the note is worded, you can tell that there's a bit of animosity between Bishop and Shepherd. And who
Most
knows why.
sires and children have issues. Seems to be a problem with the onboarding process.
Marvello, are you doing anything?
I'm gonna walk up to Quillian. Did you find something interesting?
It's the normal stuff. It's the sire arguing. Well, not arguing, but a little bit of tension trying to open up a new franchise. I mean, if Succubus Club can have, I've heard of all things, a DC franchise. Why can't other places do it? Even heard that New Orleans got an asylum recently. So
Therese.
yes,
Quillian, you've also heard a new club has kind of opened over the last probably year in New Orleans called Confessions.
confession.
Hmm.
But so
Anything?
nothing new on that one. It's profitable.
Hmm.
Probably makes more than I'm doing right now on the MMA stuff, but we're just starting my stable as it is.
What is the name of your fighter that is going to win?
Oh, come on now. You haven't heard of Jack O'Connor, the Mad Bull?
I've heard of a bull, but not the mad one.
Oh, the Mad Bull. It seems like you'll do pretty well, especially with, shall we say, some enhancements I've added in.
You've given him enhancements.
Oh, of course. There's all kinds of tests they check these days for steroids and everything else, but
Of course.
they can't test for the kiss.
They cannot. They cannot do that. How much has he been given?
Oh, every 3 days, or he gets a little cranky, I should say. Just a little taste, and then he is a little bit stronger, a little faster.
I have a question. Maybe you could answer for me.
Well, go ahead.
It has nothing to do with M&A, but I was just curious. What do you think about Lydia?
Her clan was never one of us in the first place.
Yes.
And growing up, I was taught that when you give your loyalty to someone, you keep it.
Yeah.
The family looks dimly on shifting loyalties. So, but at the same time, you have to listen to who's in charge, and they've said that they're allowed. So, um, her clan, I guess we are on a holding pattern.
I
As for her, I don't know enough about her yet, though she seems to be taking the long way to get something done. Sweet
Yeah.
word works well, but sometimes you could just scare the kind into doing what you want.
This is accurate, or it could just be attractive, and she is rather attractive.
Well, as you can see, and his face has been carved a few times. I'm not exactly a good looking man, so I don't use attractive.
Well, I beg to differ. Just a few scars. The mortals like, what do they call it? Sexy scars? Sexy scars? Right?
I've never been called that, but in my circles, of course, a certain amount of scar tissue makes your point across a little faster.
Yes, yes. But I'm curious about Lydia. She's intriguing, and uh, just something about her that.
Be careful.
I, oh, I am all.
Loyalties that shift in the breeze are loyalties that can shift.
I am aware. I am aware. Ah, do you think we should probably wait here, or do we go outside and
Oh,
go?
we'll wait. I wouldn't want to draw too much attention. I was just being snoopy, I guess, nosy a bit.
You want to dance while we're in here?
Oh no, I don't really dance unless you count it in a ring, but I don't think he would like a boxing match in his office.
Not at all. It's not something that I enjoy doing unless I have to. I haven't had to do it since. Uh, there was that time in '72, but that's
I
all.
try not to fight anymore. I'm supposed to be the promoter,
I
gotta
understand.
have an image.
Yes, yes,
We all gotta be a strong arm once in a while.
I agree.
Now we're going to pan out to the outside of the bar where Lydia's just kind of doing her thing. Lydia, what are you doing?
I am probably going to find as dark of a corner or area I can, and I'm going to attempt to use shadow perspective and kind of see if I can. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, with shadow perspective, I can hear as well. I'm trying to pull it up to make sure, but maybe not. My intention was to use shadow perspective to see if I could find or hear anything that
I thought that was the higher level one.
yeah.
The higher level powers, I'm pretty sure.
Shadow perspective, you can project your senses into any shadow within line of sight, seeing and
Yeah,
hearing as
okay.
if they were hiding within any part of it.
Okay, so you can hear.
Okay. So yeah, that's I want to kind of use it to see if I can hear anybody maybe talking about
Rouse check.
a blonde or talking about anything odd, anything that might help in this situation. And I get hungrier.
Okay, so you feel as you use your powers, you feel the beast in the back of your head, and you hear Evangeline's voice. Why can't you be more like Benito? He is so much more loyal than you.
Go ahead and just continue to make me feel less than. That is absolutely fine, but not today. Not today. I will not fall for your tricks.
Come on, just a little taste. Benito would do it for me.
Of course he would. No, that is my final answer.
And as you project your shadows throughout the bar, listening for any kind of chatter on a blonde girl that was really attractive that people just couldn't take their eyes off of. You hear 2 men at the bar, and they're talking about the tests seem to be going as according to plan. That the SI plans on eventually bringing a large enough task force to wipe out the Kindred of Savannah. And that they're doing this at a river facility just off the Savannah River on the South Carolina border.
All right. When I hear that, I will pull back my shadow perspective, and I'm going to go as quickly but quietly back to the office.
Okay. Do you knock or you just walk in?
I'm just gonna walk in.
Is anybody standing in front of the door? Because you guys are both over by the desk.
Yeah, I've moved from the door, but I guess she would have caught the very last, like, 2 or 3 words of what I was saying to Marvella.
Give me a wits plus awareness, Lydia, to see if you heard the last bit of that.
Fantastic. I only got 2 on that. Do I hear?
Yeah, you catch bits and pieces of it, but you definitely know that he thinks that you're going about things the wrong way, and probably has a little bit of animosity towards you because you're Lasombra.
I'm just gonna glare at him, and then say, "While you two are having your lovely little chat about me in here, I have learned that the SI are here out there. And apparently they are doing experiments on Kindred by the river.
I'm just
And it
gonna
is
grin
going
my
well.
ugly face.
They are intending on wiping us all out. So, there you have it. Perhaps I'm going about things the wrong way.
So
Perhaps
they're
not.
doing what they do in every city, planning what they're doing in every city. But at least you know where it is. That's interesting.
Mm.
Did you
I'll
say
have to-
by a river?
That is true. They, that is what they were talking about. They are at the bar right now.
So that sounds like something that Prince and his band of Nosferatu guards should know about, then, I guess.
I agree. What makes you think we were talking about you, Lydia?
You don't
Oh,
think
I'll
I
make
did
no
not hear
qualm.
that?
I'll make no qualm about it. I was talking about her, and I grinned my ugly grin again.
It was not of malice. I was just voicing my admiration for your beauty.
That is very true.
No
Lydia,
lie.
you would
Yes.
know that the plant he is talking, or the labs they are talking about, is Savannah River National Labs, is where these
Alright.
experiments are taking place at.
I will relay that information. But yeah, just giving my gritted teeth smirk at the Venturi over there, and she will say, you know, I don't really care what you think of me, Venturi. You've all had very low ideas about La Sombra. But it seems, unlike you in this situation at least, we find out much more than what you do. I mean, you're in here, what, digging around through papers?
Stop by city.
You're not being
I'm
very
just
helpful.
here for a fight. And when the fight is done, I will be returning either to Chicago. We
Of
may have a match in
course.
Atlanta. I don't know where, of course. Depends on where the fight is next.
Of course.
But
Not my
It's
city.
only it
let's
is only
just-
always about you.
Well,
And what your
well, then
what is
let's
it your
talk about-
your money roll? That is
let's
it,
talk about-
correct?
No, it is my lettuce roll. Thank you. Let's talk about you then. The La Sombra chose a side, a sect, not to participate. And then when things are not going your way, you come crawling back to the tower, of course.
Careful, Ventru. You know nothing of what you're talking about when it
I
comes to
know
me specifically.
that is correct, but I wasn't talking about you specifically, was I? I was talking about your clan.
When you're referencing my clan in such a broad term like that, then yes, you would be including me in that, and you know nothing
That
about
is
me.
correct, and
Or
since
where I
you,
come from, or what
as
I'm doing here. Nothing.
as you put it, as you keep throwing the word "Juventru" around,
You have
I
showed me
figured
nothing different than that you are exactly what your clan is. You're Ventru, classic Ventru. Only
Well,
Activate
caring.
premonition.
oh Lord, here we go. This is gonna be fun.
What are you trying to premonize?
What is happening with this? How far is it going to go? And
Oh.
as much as I can get with these dice. Let's
Okay, roll. Go ahead and roll it for me.
let's do it.
This is
Resolve and
fun.
aspects.
This is great.
I gotta give it to you, Marvello. You are using premonition more than any
Yes.
player I've ever seen. You are
This
just
is how-
punishing the storyteller.
I'm not trying to.
That always punishes the storyteller.
I'm not. Okay.
It's not like I can write him up either because I don't know at what point he's going to do premonition. So it's like, yeah.
Mhm. It's on the fly every time.
That's what he does. That's why he's a psychic reader. Okay. 4, 5.
Okay, and to let the storyteller know, from my point of view, Goyen's just enjoying the banter. He's not hostile. He's not actually angry. He just something to pass the time.
It feels
And Lydia
tense.
is feeling how?
Lydia is quite irritated at Killian, who she is not. She's getting irritated by like just continuously her loyalty, like everything being questioned, especially by Ventru. But at the same time, she really likes trying to push his butt, and she wants to make him react.
Okay, so from both players' perspective and what I've been told, Marvella goes rigid again.
Mm-hmm.
Has his earphones in, but he just goes rigid. And as you watch, and it's this has been going on since Kindred were made. The Lasombra and the Ventru have been at each other because both feel like they deserve to be the ruling clans of the Kindred. And it has extended down the bloodlines to Quillian and Lydia. And you can tell that while the bickering is not hostile, Lydia is feeling slighted and angry, and that this is going to probably continue for as much time as they get the opportunity to take shots at each other verbally. But not in the sense that it may come to a war.
Okay.
Technically, we had what? Bitchin' of Thorns was 1400s. There's like 600 years of war already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lydia.
Yes, Marvello.
My dear, would you care to join me on the dance floor while we wait for the others to return? It will be quick. It will be quick. And you look a bit peckish.
Why not? I think that the ego of the Ventru is taken up enough space in this room.
Oh, no. Let's go down.
Along.
So we're going to go back to the camera room.
Okay.
So Charles prints you off like multiple face shots from different camera angles.
That's perfect. Yeah, he's overcompensating because he knows he's screwed up, but he can't help it.
He doesn't. That's just it. He doesn't know he screwed up.
But he sees he's on the camera and he saw this person, but he doesn't remember it. So he sees he's screwed up, but he can't help it. And I just pat him on the shoulder and I'm like, "It's okay. This is good. Just do me a favor and check the floor and see if she's here."
He goes back to the current videotape. She is not here. He pans. He probably takes a good 10, 15 minutes and just pans around the different cameras looking for her. Yeah. And she is not here.
Okay. So I said, well, that's good. That's all we need for now. Thank you, Charles.
Yeah, anything for you, Miss Johnson, and thank you. I'm so sorry. I did not know this was happening. If I knew this, I would have come to somebody. I would have told it.
I look at Bishop. Take it easy on him. He couldn't help it.
I'll take that into consideration. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like a few moments alone with him.
Absolutely. I need to find my companions anyway.
Very well. It's lovely seeing you both, as always. I do hope that Maya has convinced you to come maybe perform at my club some night, Hermanus.
Yes, she has convinced me. Thank you for the offer. We'll be in touch.
Yes, and he hands you a business card.
Take it. Look it over. In the pocket.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Miss Johnson.
Good evening, Bishop. Do be well. And then she goes out looking for the others.
Both of you make a wits plus awareness roll.
Wits plus awareness. Be nicer. 4, one's a crit.
Okay.
Got 5.
So both of you, you're probably halfway up the stairs and to the office when you hear Charles screaming. Both of you with such high successes, you're pretty sure that Bishop is slamming his hand in the drawer down there to punish him.
If
Charming.
Bishop ends up killing him, I just hope I get the body.
No doubt you will.
And you eventually come out, and Quillian, I assume, is still in the office?
Still in the office.
Okay.
I'm not blocking the door now. I'm just kind of standing beside the door waiting.
Okay. So we're going to go to the dance floor.
Okay, well, I was going to say Ada just walks up to the door and peeks her head in the office, see if anybody's still there.
Just Quillian.
Okay.
So we'll go to the dance floor. What's happening on the dance floor?
Come on, Lydia. I'm going to show you something. It's so fascinating. It's called throwing it back. I learned this on TikTok. It was amazing. Watch me do this. And I'm going to try to do it, get her to do it with me.
Roll me a
performance roll.
Dex plus performance.
I am going to activate my awe too. So
okay. So yeah, those dice.
Dex and
Lydia is not dancing. She is standing there just watching, like, yep.
Dexterity and performance. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
3. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's you saw it on TikTok. You know, you haven't danced in a while, but I mean, you're in Lydia. I don't know. She may not be impressed, but I mean, it doesn't look bad, Lydia. And as you're doing this, this girl runs up next to Lydia and is like, "Oh my God, he's like totally hot. Can you dance like that? We should and she like grabs your hand and starts dancing.
Me?
Like Arbella is. Yes. It's like, oh my God, come on, dance with me.
Do not touch me.
Please?
No.
Like,
no.
I bet you can get that like good like him.
Come on, Lydia.
Perfect idea. You should dance with him. I'm sure he'll love it.
Oh my God, you're like totally right. You're like so pretty.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh my God, all right. She like starts
just dance with him.
I'm not even gonna make you roll persuasion on that because she wanted to dance with him anyways.
Yes, just dance with him. He'll love it. I promise.
Lydia, are you hungry?
I could eat.
Is she your type? The girl that's dancing with me?
No, I'm afraid not.
Do you prefer something a little darker, a little more wicked?
I prefer something a bit more male.
Oh, okay. My dear, I appreciate you dancing with me. It is fantastic what you're doing. But I need you to forget all about this. Let me use cloud memory.
Poor girl. She can't catch a break, can she?
Yeah, go ahead and roll it.
Oh no.
No
That's
roll
right.
if they're
Well, that's
not
right. No
expecting
roll.
it,
They're mortal. That's
Yeah.
right.
unless they're suspicious.
Yeah, no roll. So yeah, you cloud memory.
And I'm just going to turn her around and kind of like push her to the side. And I'm going to move over where Lydia is. Someone male.
Indeed.
You have a particular type, persuasion, color, height, foot size, you know.
Not particularly, just as long as they are not female, really.
Ah, perfect. How many guys are around me?
Well, there's quite a
A
few.
lot.
Okay.
Like the guys
like any
way
club, it's a
outnumber
meat
the
market.
females in the
Okay. I want to find the most douchiest douchebag, but cute douchebag guy with like a man bun or something.
Okay, you
So you're
had me
looking
up
for
until
Kyle.
the cute part. Until then, he was in the office, but now you lost it.
So you're looking for a Kyle.
Yes.
Okay. With
Or Brad or Chad. Either one of those.
Yeah.
Chad.
Do you have a particular resonance that you prefer?
Oh dear. Okay. No.
Okay. Is it wits and awareness?
Yes.
Two.
Two? Yeah, it's not that hard. There's this dude that's like over in the far corner of the speakeasy, and he's like clearly hitting on this female who does not want to be hit on. And she's like told him like to leave her alone like several times.
I'm going to make a beeline for him, and I'm going to have Lydia in tow. Come with me,
I
Doc.
will follow.
And so as you get closer, he's like, "Come on, just like have a drink with me. I mean, it's just a drink." She's like, "Look, I've already told you I don't want to have a drink with you. You're not my type. My just here. My boyfriend's coming back from
young man.
Yeah, what do you want?
Perhaps leave her alone and try something beautiful like this creature right here.
Hello.
You want a drink?
I was thinking perhaps something a bit more private.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Cool, yeah. I mean, you got a place in mind?
I assumed with as much trouble as you are giving this lovely lady right here, you had a place in mind already. But if you don't, I'm sure I can come up with something.
Sure, yeah. I mean, hey, I like, yeah, come on. Yeah, let's.
Absolutely. Let's go. And I will go with him and poor
Okay.
soul.
I'm going to cautiously follow. I'm going to lady, you dodged a proverbial bullet, as they say. Enjoy your night.
So much.
I'm just gonna...
So, Marvello, roll me a Dex plus Stealth.
Okay. Oh, sweet. Yay. Sorry, I was not expecting that. Dex and Stealth.
So, we will say that as Lydia's leaving with Chad and Marvello is following, the rest of you are coming out of the office.
Okay.
I'm going to burn a willpower because I don't like that.
Okay.
So that's one. That's my first willpower I'm going to burn. 4.
He's not aware. He's too enamored by Lydia's beauty. He thinks that he's like hooked up with like probably one of the most beautiful women he's ever going to hook up with in his life. And he's just all about her. So, like, are you from around here? I mean, are you just like visiting, like family?
Does it really matter?
No, but I like really like your accent.
How wonderful that is.
Where are you from? Are you from like the Ukraine or something?
Sure, we'll say that. And
buddies are like never gonna believe me.
just shh. Just no more talking. Just don't talk, okay? Just don't talk.
Sure thing. I
anymore.
won't say another word.
Just shh. And she's going to just kind of gently just turn his neck, turn his head to the side a little bit, take her finger down it, and she'll kiss him just a little, but then I'm gonna bite him.
Okay.
Take it.
So you can. Are you going to take
just take it down.
just enough to stake 100? All right. So remove that hunger from you.
Yeah. And of course, I'm going to lick the wound so that there's no evidence.
Breach of the masquerade. Okay.
Yeah. Not making that mistake.
I wouldn't do that to you. Marvello, what are you doing?
Is he still like up?
Yeah, I mean he's definitely been touched by the kiss, and it's how it is. A kindred's kiss to a mortal is like ecstasy. So yeah, I mean he's still all about Evangeline. He just doesn't realize he's been fed from.
Ooh. I am going to kiss him.
You want to feed?
I'm not going to feed.
You're going to kiss him.
Yes.
Okay, he'll kiss you back.
Okay, and I'm going to kind of bite my tongue and put some of my vitae in there.
Okay.
So this can be possible.
Make a note of that.
Yeah.
Wow, just ghouling random people on the dance floor.
I mean, it's a Kyle. He's a douchebag, and I'm like, Lydia's.
Not gonna lie, Quillian would like you even more when he found that out, because that's some bold moves right there.
All right. So you have Gould Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Who he has fed. What is the rest of the coterie doing?
Trying to find the rest of the people, because Ada believes we need to take this information to the prince.
Yeah, well, Killian is right behind Ada, of course, because I was in the office.
You saw both Lydia and Marvello go out the door.
And she's not, and Ada doesn't even know about the Second Inquisition stuff, so she needs to be debriefed.
As I will say, as soon as Lydia is finished feeding and Marvello does that, she's gonna look at Marvello and say, "Well done, my friend. You can have him. Keep him. I don't want anything to do with him now. I'm good." And turn around and walk back towards.
So do you want my number? He pulls out a pin and is gonna put it on your arm or something.
I want to take his face and you can have mine. And I take out a card. Keep that. I will be calling you. And he's going to take out his smartphone, out his crown. I will take your number for later because we need to.
And he gives you his number.
Okay. So, my dear, I'm going to hold his face. You're going to be a good meat puppet and continue dancing, okay?
Okay.
Tell him not to mess with any other ladies. They were quite annoyed by him.
And you will not bother any other woman in here that does not want attention. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah, abundantly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, because if you don't, well, your nightmares will not be the only thing that you fear. Have a good night, and I'm going to turn around and walk towards Lydia.
Bye.
I'm going to wave behind me. Let us go, dear.
Yes, indeed.
And as Quillian and Aramanus and Ada come out from the club, you see Lydia and Marvello coming back toward the club.
Having a bit of fun.
I was hungry.
She has fed and not breached the masquerade.
Excellent.
I know who's taken the young ones.
Know you?
That reminds me, Ada, darling. I should probably let you know. While you were doing that, I did my own bit of reconnaissance and
Good.
discovered that it is the SI that is
We need-
employing all of this together.
We need to take this to the prince.
I
Absolutely.
would agree with you. They are intending on, of course, naturally, as the SI do, wipe us all out. But they have experiments happening, docks, by the river.
It is at the Savannah National Research
Right.
Labs.
I'm personally not much of a fighter.
All right.
I've been known to do
sheriff
my
know?
fair share of.
I think we need to let the sheriff know.
As you wish.
Okay.
Never get to have any fun.
Well, maybe the sheriff will let you tag along.
Absolutely.
What about the harpy, Dr. Johnson? Should the harpy know as well? And the seneschal? Or just
When the harpy knows, everyone knows.
Everyone knows.
but
And the Harpy of Savannah is horrible. Tend not keep any secrets.
Yeah.
Oh,
We should.
I'm not telling anything to the harpy. We were directed when something's above our pay grade, we bring it back to the prince.
okay.
We should.
I
We
just wanted
should
to
not. We should not involve anyone else until there is more knowledge about the situation. We don't want to tip them off now, do we?
Right.
Yes, I agree.
Because
Uh,
there could be others working with them.
Yes, I agree. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
This is a new city, a new prince.
I understand, but
I have
you
no
know,
doubt. Thank you for clearing that up. Yes, Aromanas.
Oh, no, I was simply agreeing with Lady Ada.
Oh, I thought you had the poem ready.
Oh, would you like your poem now?
well,
Yes.
recite
Can we
it
get
while
to
we
the car?
walk. We need to walk to the car.
Yes.
Yes. Tell me
Absolutely. I
along the
can
way.
recite while walking.
Please.
And as we are walking, I recite Marvello, Malkavian wanderer, seeking sight beyond mortal and immortal ken. Marvelous Marvello, whither shalt thou go? Whither shalt thou follow thy second sight? Mind, Marvello, shadows and simulacra, not all appears as it is, and not all that is as appears.
Wow. That was mysterious and completely out of my mind.
That was rather lovely.
Thank you, darling.
That was perfect. Do you agree, Mr. Roche? Or
Certainly was better than my attempt at
I
poetry.
would absolutely agree there.
Mine was just to pass the time.
Yours was rubbish.
Can we
Rotten
please
poetry,
stop
No.
the
shall we say.
bickering long enough to not give me a headache?
Oh, my dear, this is not bickering. You missed the
not at
bickering.
all.
That was in the office.
Oh,
This
that
is
wasn't
just
even
friendly
bickering.
talking.
That was just banter. Best.
I'm going to kind of
May I insight on the two of them?
Yes,
in
you
this?
may. You may. I will allow it.
What was that? Is that wits and awareness? What
With plus insight.
insight? Thanks. Where's my insight? Oh. Ooh,
I mean, you guys are bickering like an old married couple.
Oh, no, it could be much worse.
Do
Or-
not insult me like that. That is just. Please. Ada, I am far better than that. Do not insult me. I would never. Never.
that was 4 successes on insight.
Was it banter?
Oh no,
Yeah,
she's still
it's just-
taking shots.
Oh, he finds it amusing. He thinks it's banter to him because he's from a community that talks a whole lot of crap constantly. So to him, this is a normal night.
Oh, she's absolutely still taking shots as much as she can. She's just no.
All right. So you all walk back to Ada's
In the
car.
Mhm.
Stuart is there waiting.
Hello, Stuart.
What's
just
up,
looks-
Stu?
He just
Good
shakes
to
his head
see
and rolls
you
his
again,
eyes.
Stuart.
Okay.
I'm going to get in. Shotgun.
So we get in the car and we head back to
Mhm.
wherever the theater, I guess, is where. But they left the theater, so where are we supposed to meet up with the prince?
You have the sheriff's number.
Okay.
So if you want to call him,
yeah, we'll somebody with a phone can call him. Otherwise, I'll go back to my Haven and call from my landline.
I have a phone. Give me the number.
Okay. So I give him the number.
So you take the number and you call. 2 rings and he picks up.
Sheriff,
Who is this?
one moment. Speaker.
This is Ada Johnson.
Ada, lovely to hear your voice.
Yes. We found some information on that investigation you wanted us to look into, and really, we need to have a discussion.
Is it your coterie and I discussion, or is it the prince and I?
Let's bring the prince in too.
Very well. I'll call him and we'll meet you. Theater.
Okay, thank you.
5 minutes.
Thank you. And I tell Stuart to drive us there.
As soon as he hangs up, I will bring up the she'll say just out of curiosity, did anybody else notice the gold eyes earlier?
Yes, Quillian had asked about those too, and that's not normal.
No,
Yeah,
no, I didn't think so.
I mentioned it at when we were leaving, but
You know, the SI did mention experiments. What are the odds?
Don't know.
Are you sure we want to bring the prince in on this right now?
who else would we
Who
bring
else
in?
would we bring in? So
I do not know,
we
but,
bring in the
I mean-
prince. The prince is the one that directed us to look into this. We are completing the task.
Well, let's do it another way.
3 weeks after the fact.
I've got a phone call I'll make then. Let me call someone and see what I can find out. I'm going
just
to
trying
call
to be
Fiorenza.
safe.
Are you going to call or are you going to text and make sure she's free first?
She's my mauler, which means she's used to getting phone calls from me.
But you don't want to annoy her because she can yank that out.
Yeah. I will text her and see if she's available for something rather important that may have popped up.
It's probably not even a minute. You get a text back. For you, anytime.
So I give her a ring, and it's not on speakerphone at first because I know better.
Quillian, my boy, what can I do for you?
First of all, greetings. And I also send word from Lars down here Lars Stevens, Tremere down here, who wishes you good fortune.
He's such a polite soul. Tell him the same when you speak to him.
I will. We've had some issues crop up here in Savannah, which...
Who have you angered now, Quillian?
Well, I believe I've irritated a Lasombra, but that has nothing to do with this.
I'm so proud of you, my boy.
It has nothing with this one. Do you mind if I put you on speakerphone?
By all means. Who will I be speaking to?
Well, you'll be talking to Aramis and Lydia, which was said Lasombra. That might be a little angry at me, of course. A marvelous Malkavian, Marvello.
Marvello, I've heard of him. He is marvelous.
Yes. And Ada Johnson, which if I didn't know better myself, would be one of the clans that don't exist anymore. But that's something we'll discuss later.
Very well.
And I put it on speaker and say, we've run into an issue with missing children. And of course, Second Inquisition being involved, as they are in Chicago. We have another small problem where, now this is something that has confounded me, the prince's eyes are changing from brown to gold to back again.
Well, to be honest, and this is going to shock you coming out of my mouth, I don't have any idea what could be going on with that.
Bloody. Of course not.
Just choose your words carefully with him, my boy.
Well, I will. Is there, if I would, of course, owe you even more than I already do, if you could make sure that word is out that if there's any, how can I put this to put it delicately? If there's any that can possibly check on the prince in the area, just let them know to pay a visit when they have a chance.
Certainly, my boy. Is there anything else? Oh, and hello to his friends.
Hello,
Hello, my lady.
sir.
Did you do that?
Hello.
You're mute.
Who is this we're speaking to?
I believe you know me as Fiorenza, my dear.
Oh, I have heard of you. I apologize, Fiorenza. I've just never talked to you, so I didn't recognize your voice. I'm Dr. Ada Johnson.
It is a pleasure to talk to, my dear.
Pleasure is
Hello.
mine.
Irritated La Sombra here.
Oh, you sound lovely, dear. Don't let him get under your skin. He does that to all the women.
Well,
I'll
I
try not
do it to men
to.
too, Fiorenza. You must. You know where I've grown up and who
I do,
was
my boy.
sired by, and I wasn't picked for my personality.
He lacks that greatly.
Good evening, Fiorenza.
Marvello, I'd know that voice anywhere. You really should take that TikTok down, though. It's a breach of the masquerade.
I like living in Plainview. I hear that is very enticing by a couple of kindred, especially a kindred that you are quite aware of, if I'm not
Who
mistaken.
might that be, my boy?
What is his name, Quillen?
Baron Temple.
Yes, Victor Temple.
Ah, Victor, my boy. I love him so. Almost as much as Quillian.
Well, that's because he hasn't joined the tower yet. I'm pretty sure I'll be replaced once he is, but the goods of the needs of the clan always take precedence.
But I will do something about the TikTok. I will make it private.
Good choice, my boy.
Yes.
Are
Lady
you in...
Fiorenza,
Who am I speaking to, my dear?
this is Aromanus. It's been a very long time since we met, but my sire was an acquaintance of yours.
The name?
Rigel Ellis.
Oh, yes. Yes, how are you doing, my boy?
Doing well. Unfortunately, Rigel has left us, sadly. But
My
I am
condolences, my
sure
boy.
they would have loved to hear that you are doing so well.
My condolences.
Thank you.
I will let you go shortly, Fiorenza. I don't want to... I know your time is valuable, but I think when I come back to Chicago, I'll have to have a talk with you, and I might even have to stop in and speak to Tally about how far the clan has come, I guess, in these years.
Very well. If there's nothing else, I have other business to attend to.
Why, thank you for your time as always. It has been a pleasure, Fiorenza.
It has been my pleasure, my boy. She hangs up.
And then you see the Quillian you've all seen come back. Not the polite he was just showing to Fiorenza, but now I'm right back to my insolent grin with, churlish attitude.
I should become far more acquainted with her, I think.
You should become more acquainted with Tally. I would love to tell him tales of what's been going on here with his clan.
Stuart pulls up to the Lucas Theater. You see the two motorcycles out front.
Good.
And as we get out, at the request of somebody who understands us, I'm going to slip Stuart a $20 bill.
That is unnecessary. He gets everything he needs.
He's got the $20 bill and he's like looking at Ada and he's like, it's almost like, can I keep it?
You can keep it.
That's a DC by Night reference that I was told to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you go
Shiny.
inside.
Mm.
The prince is not upstairs. He is actually in the
Lobby.
foyer, waiting with Navarre.
I take out photos, not all of them. I keep some for myself. I take out photos of the woman. That is who was nabbing the neonates over the past 3-4 weeks before we were notified about it.
He looks at the prince. Prince Lonnon looks at the pictures. He looks at Navarre. This is the one you've been tracking, right? She seems like anytime any of ours get near her, they forget they're looking for her.
Yeah, I'm not sure we're dealing with Kindred.
What color are his eyes right now?
They are the caramel brown.
Okay.
Because
wanna
what? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I wanted to hang back and see if I could scry the soul of the prince.
Oh, jeez.
Go for
I
it.
know I liked Marvello for a reason. I love the way he rolls.
Go big or go home. He's about to
That's
be
right.
sent home.
I was just about to ask him flat out what was the deal with his eyes. So good job.
That's what I'm like. Because this is interesting. I need to know what's going on.
I'm gonna let you do yours first, and then I'm just gonna be like, no,
And
I need to know what's going on.
I am
boy.
100% following what Fiorenza said, and I'm not saying a damn thing.
That is a rouse check. I passed.
Fiorenza said, didn't listen to Fiorenza. And
Intelligence and aspects.
Malkavian goes splat.
It's only a little splat. It's okay.
Intelligence.
He got better.
What better?
I'm just doing it from the shadows, so.
That doesn't matter. He can sense it.
Do you pass your rouse check?
Yes. Okay. Okay. 5.
5.
Yes.
You can ask one question.
Okay.
Wow.
I can ask him one question. Well, I can ask one question.
Yeah. The emotional state, the resonance of the subject's blood, whether the subject is a vampire, werewolf, ghoul, or any other supernatural being, whether the subject is under the influence of blood sorcery or other magic, whether the subject has committed diablerie in the last year. Did you have a critical?
I did not.
Okay.
Is he under blood sorcery?
He is not.
Okay. Dang it.
And the mystery deepens. Dun, dun, dun.
And we do know that there is Second Inquisition involvement, as Lydia was able to ascertain in our investigation. They are amassing numbers and performing experiments on Kindred. And I defer to Lydia to inform the location and where things are going down.
Lydia would inform them. I don't remember what it's called again. It's the docks.
Yeah, it's fine. we're gonna just go through that because we've got like 8 minutes left. So we're just gonna say that you guys have informed the prince.
Yep, we debriefed.
Debrief. He has informed Navarre that further looking into this Kindred or whatever they are does not take precedence over the SI, that the SI problem needs to go away now before it becomes a bigger problem. He will thank all of you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it to you. We'll start with Raylyn and say what kind of like an epiphany of what happens after this for your character.
Oh, for my character?
Yeah, basically what you do after this.
Yeah, after this, she basically goes on and tries to she would end up going to the different sires to see if any of them recognize the blonde woman.
Okay.
because she needs to rule out if it's actually Kindred, because Dr. Johnson is suspecting it may be a mage.
Okay. Quillian.
I would, I feel I've done what I was supposed to do for this stuff. Got my fight the next night, and when I got back to Chicago, I would make it a point to visit Tally the Hound and point out that though I tried to bait a Lasombra down in Savannah repeatedly, she wasn't showing the excellence I expected and didn't take the bait.
Lydia.
Before we would be leaving, she would make a comment regarding the prince to mind his eyes, and she would probably continue to um try to see what's around the docks, and would definitely invite at least since Ada is doing her thing, she would invite Marvello and Aramos to join her. But yeah, she's going to the docks to see what she can find.
When we
And
go
she
off the air,
definitely
I'll
would
let
not
you know what
invite
happens when you
Quillian.
tell the prince mind his eyes.
Oh.
Yeah, and she would not
I
invite
don't make it to the
Quillian, I know.
docks. No, absolutely not. I don't like Killian.
I know.
Marvello.
I am going to make a call to the Kyle. He should join us in case we need to. And I'm going to have, but before that, I'm going to call him and tell him I need him to go to the Tremere shop and get some items for me
Okay.
because I need them for my shop.
Okay.
Anyway, so if you
Kyle
need
will
to-
gladly do that for you.
yes, and I will go join Lydia if she doesn't die. For the docks and bring Kyle with me because we need food.
Okay. Aromanis.
Well, after our meeting is over, I consider going with Lady Ada, but decide against it and demur going with Lady Lydia. And I instead go back to the Matahari because I am quite concerned about Maya and this entire situation.
Very well. Well,
Oh, and within 7 days, I'd go back to the Matahari and get my steward's
tongue.
tongue back.
She would
Yeah.
get her tongue that's been licking the bar, the walls, the shelves. and just-
Ugh. Coronavirus.
And it's picked me up all kinds of information on Bishop.
and several small viruses and bacteria. And
Yeah.
I put it in formaldehyde. It's
Absolutely.
fine.
Okay.
all right. Well, that has been Savannah by Night. I want to thank everybody for participating. My cast made this easy on me. All I had to do was sit and let them do all the role playing.
I mean, I made it harder for you. I had to.
I enjoyed it. Having to think on the spot.
I adore
enjoyed it.
Marvello so much.
And
That was
Lydia-
one of the reasons.
yeah.
Fantastic.
That's
I
one of the
enjoyed the
reasons when I
banter.
saw this character
Absolutely.
on Twitter. I was
Definitely.
like, play that character. I don't care if it's not within the rules like everybody else. Play that character.
Yeah, and to anyone watching, the Lydia and Quillian thing, that's not real. It's okay.
We're
No, I
they're
adore
good.
you. I adore you. Yes.
It was great.
We are all friends here.
Yes.
Absolutely. Definitely. We are definitely all friends.
So, like I said,
Marvello
you
loves
guys,
everybody.
Yes.
you guys
All
made
love
this
Marvello.
so
Wait, fine.
easy. I had so many nerves the last week and a half. You can ask any of these people. I think the only person I didn't tell you, well, no, I told you a couple of nights that I had nerves, Marvello. But I was like really
Me
nervous
too.
to do this because
Aw.
I admire all these people that played in my game, and I'm just blessed. So we're gonna do
Absolutely.
outros real quick. We'll start with Marvello. Tell us who you are, where they can find you, any projects you got coming up.
Oh, sure. Okay. My name is Joe. I go by Dominique Moreau on Twitter. Well, that's the name. The handle is Nola Fanger, NOLA _ Fanger, like Fang Banger from True Blood. That's where I got it from. Normally I play Toreadors, but Marvello seemed to be really interesting, so here we go. I am a storyteller, actually, from my homebrew V5 campaign of Montgomery by Night. It is an Anarch game, because screw the cam. And yeah, that's that. I'm waiting on getting everything together so I can finally stream this show and show you guys how I run
I'm
my.
looking forward to that. Miss Lydia Thorne, please tell us who you are and what you're doing. Don't forget our podcast.
Right. I am Samantha McLarty, and on Instagram I'm s.mclarty, and on Twitter and Twitch it is just s.mclarty, all one word. And I am about to be recording a podcast. Several of us, including lovely Jeremy here, is going to be there as well. That will feature Lydia's sire, Madame Evangeline Demetrios, and I'm very excited about that. I also I play in a whole lot of tabletop games, including D&D, like a whole lot of tabletop games. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This was my first stream.
You did amazing. You all did amazing.
Never done this
You
before.
did well. Good job.
Everybody did great, and thank you,
Quillian,
Jeremy.
tell us who you are, things you're doing, promote all your games.
Oh, me?
Quillian.
Oh, Quillian.
I am Shanky McStabber, namesake of McStabber Studios, of course. Here on Twitch, you can find me at McStabber Studios. We stream tabletop games on the channel. We just ended our DC by Night Vampire Chronicle. It is officially over. So that ended already, and I'm on break for me.
10 out of 10.
Yep,
Thank
I'm
you.
on break until July. Coming in July, Wraith the Oblivion. We are doing a Wraith the Oblivion stream called Wraith Life Derailed, where everyone is dead. And it's a very dark, mature game. So if you want to see it, you'll have to follow us on Twitch to see it, McStabber Studios. Right now, all we have at McStabber Studios is Chronicles of Darkness every Tuesday, 8 p.m. and Dungeons & Dragons every Saturday at 1 p.m., all Eastern time. So pop in, say hi, watch the games, enjoy the family, because we've built a great community.
Dr. Ada Johnson.
I'm Relyn Dare. As I said at the start, I am Shanky McStabber's wife. I have been known as Lily Sanger Toreador in DC by Night on McStabber Studios. And I will also be playing in the Wraith game that's upcoming on McStabber Studios. I've guested in the Chronicle of Darkness stream as a fortune teller, which was an amazing role to play, and I can't wait to play that one again because it's recurring. And then, of course, like Bill had said, we have our D&D on Saturdays. But I can be found on Twitter, Instagram as @RelynnDare, RelynnDare. You can follow me everywhere with that. And basically, we are doing an open casting call for our Chicago by Night Vampire V5 stream on McStabber Studios. And you can hit me up on Twitter and let me know that you're interested, and I'll send you a link to our Discord to apply.
We're going to take it over to Aramanus.
Ooh, hi, I'm Devin. I'm on Twitter and Instagram and Twitch. It's Lady Merowif, LadyMerewif. I'm currently on a streaming hiatus, but hopefully we'll have something coming up soon. I sort of just hang around. Yes, and Bloodlines 2 coming up. Woo, sometime. Yeah. So hopefully I'll have cool things coming up. I'm just mostly kind of on the internet. I do DM and storytell, but nothing that's online yet. Who knows? I'll leave that to the pros for right now.
It's expensive.
Oh, it's a thing. But this was my first time doing anything live, and it was a lot of fun with all y'all. So it was great. So thank you so much, and thank you to Jeremy for storytelling.
Yes, Jeremy.
Yes,
you did fantastic, Jeremy.
You did
As someone who has
wonderful.
streamed live a number of times, you all did amazing. Every single one of you. I've
Thank
done,
you.
just saying.
It was great, guys.
Y'all did great.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do my outro, and then we're going to give it to the next group. Please stick around, watch the next stream. There's a lot of great games still left. This is the last day of Oasis of Hope. But, join Thread Raiders Discord. They do a lot of awesome stuff. This is my first time streaming as a storyteller for them. I play in a lot of the games. I played in a game yesterday. But I'm Jeremy. I can be found at Darth Entreri on Twitter. Instagram is Darth Entreri 1313. Sometimes Shanky calls me Astro Aberration when he tags wrong people in the wrong post.
real quick, true story. I also did 2 different Caleb's on Facebook, so it's not just on when I do it
Not
on
just
Discord.
just Discord.
I just tag the wrong people constantly.
I am currently about to be on So Many Games for Duval and Dragons starting next Saturday. They've already had their first game. I had some personal issues that got in the way of that, but we'll be bi-weekly on So Many Games for Duval and Dragons. It's a homebrew world by the amazing Duval, who I love like a brother. Amazing storyteller. His world is amazing, and I'm reprising my role as the Rogue Scout, Devin Corrett. So find me there. I'll be on the podcast with Samantha. When we have more information, we'll put it on our Twitters and everything else. I want to send a big shout out to Jordan, Sean, the rest of the mods and devs here at Third Raiders. You are all amazing. I love you like family. Thank you for letting us do this.
Love the tech crew. The tech, you can't do it without the tech crew.
Yep, can't do it without the
Absolutely.
tech
Love
crew.
you
Just love
guys.
tech.
This has been fabulous.
Bye,
Yeah.
everybody.
Bye.